Next step, we're gonna do the ceramic. So originally, Richard was gonna just do infinite. When he dropped the car off, we talked about TopCoat, and he opted for that. Part of the confusion he had, and I guess that's on me for the explanation is, but I've coated his car before and I've done a maintenance before. So for the maintenance, I use TopCoat Pro on his blue BMW. So he thought TopCoat was the top coat that I would put on top of Infinite. So the process being base layer, top coat, and then TopCoat Pro is the biannual topper. All right, but this is a 2025 M340. This is the true counterpart or competitor for the S4, both in price and in power. This does make more power than the S4, but it's in that, I don't know, what, mid 60s to 70 range, depending on options. Now my timeline is a little different on this. Typically I like to do a Thursday drop off and a Sunday pickup. Richard's schedule preferred, or it worked better for him to do a Friday drop off and Monday pickup. So I had to shift my schedule. All right, so the other thing I was working on this week was I was talking to, what is he? He's at I guess you'd call him an account rep. He basically does sales for this crypto investment fund, this hedge fund that's based out of Charlotte. I opted to go with their normal minimum investment, which is 25. So, you know, I had a phone call with a guy this week. We went back and forth on, you know, he was providing documentation. I'd just been reviewing it and asking questions. And then yesterday, I finally said, that's fine, let's just go forward with it. So Monday, we'll get the DocuSign stuff going. I'll send the wire, and then we'll see what happens. You know, so I thought it would be a decent experiment to see, you know, what happens. And maybe I can track it on this YouTube. I can, you know, provide, I don't know, quarterly updates or whatever. We'll see how this goes. But I think it'll be fun. Try something new. You know, my challenge is it's completely hands off. You know, like I have zero say in anything. You know, I kick in a couple bucks, and you know, so this fund has 31 million under management. There's like 300 plus investors, so that puts the average balance around 100K a piece. So it's definitely on the smaller side, which I like. But my other motivation for trying this crypto thing out is what happened with the Macan in terms of its value. How much the Macan value has tanked. Let's see, I bought that car for 82. It was a year old, it had 10,000 miles, but the Macan's been paid off for a good bit now. And I've been looking at new cars, kind of just for fun. And I wanted to see what the Macan was worth. And the Macan right now, like wholesale trade-in is like low 50s, like 52, you know, maybe CarMax in person, maybe 53, 54, but whatever, call it 52, right? And I've only put 12,000 miles on that car. So in 12,000 miles, that thing has tanked, you know, 30 grand. So I've been saving up all my my detailing money for a good bit now, and I've been sitting on this cash, and I was like, I don't want to dump it into another car just to have it burn away. So what I've been doing with it is it's been, kind of segregated from my other stuff. And I just put it in SPYI, which is the S&P ETF that juices its yield via options. And it pays a monthly dividend. Historically, they've been paying out about 12% annualized. So I was parking, my detailing cash in that ETF, and then I was just gonna, keep accumulating until that dividend, I don't know, $400 or $500, at least cover the bulk of a small car payment. Right, because I don't like to carry car debt, and more importantly, I don't like to use earned income to pay for our two cars. Meaning, I just want to use detailing money. I just want to use my side hustle money. I do have another side hustle that's currently paying for my wife's car. We have a small balance on that car. We bought it in December. So I want to keep up that idea. But then the crypto thing kind of caught my interest in that, all right, let's forget the car for a bit. Just put it all with the crypto and see what happens. Forget the dividends. Just put it there. Leave it alone for a couple years and see where it goes. I lost the money with the Macan just through normal depreciation. So that's why if this crypto goes belly up, then to me it's the same thing. Gyeon ceramic detailer. Almost done. I did make good progress with the ceramic and everything yesterday. I just focused on the exterior. I wanted to get the ceramic on. So I did that last night. The good news is I was sitting out here, I was working on the car. I was taking a break and just hanging out, and then one of my other neighbors, a prior client, he's got 3 cars. I coated 2 of them. I did a maintenance on the other. So as I was sitting there, they were driving by going out to dinner, and he pulled in the driveway and asked, about getting maintenance done on the 2. I was like, of course, I can do that. So, he's got his wife has an S580 that I embarrassingly locked the keys in. There's a video of that, and then he's got a 750i. The good old B58. Look at this thing. All right, so here's the finished product. Looks really good. Let this thing cure. Hopefully the weather holds out, but it's not getting picked up until Monday. Here's our interior. Got the iDrive 8, Gyeon registration paperwork. Everything's all cleaned, conditioned, and Gyeon leather coat. Okay, call this one good, and we'll pick up on the next one. So, thanks for watching.